Yep, I have my own personal artifact, my own custom star wand, because of how much I love said show, Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Even though I've only watched one season, don't worry, maybe once I complete the series, I'll do a video on it. Yeah, I'll do a video on that. Because movies and video games aren't the only thing that I could cover. Anyways, hey guys, Brady here, and welcome back to another thrilling episode of Brady's Talks, where I review certain games and other things. For those of you who don't know what that phrase is, it was a phrase that I used to say back when I first started Brady's Talks on He-Man Tanner's Hands channel. Now I rarely ever get a chance to appear on his channel because he is obsessed with his own review show. And probably because we both have different styles of reviews. But that doesn't matter. Now to the topic. Visual novels. They're everywhere. Phoenix Wright and Phoenix Wright. Okay, but seriously, there's a ton of visual novels out there. There's even one called Pantsu Hunter, which looks like an old 80s Japanese OVA anime. Look up Pantsu Hunter. The Grumps played it, I'm sure. The Game Grumps. The Game Grumps played Phoenix Wright too. There's a lot of other things like Professor Layton kind of has visual novel elements. It's very text heavy, along with puzzles, of course. Hotel Dusk, I'm sure, has a lot of dialogue in it. And even some RPGs like Fire Emblem and Shin Megami Tensei / Persona. They have incredible amounts of dialogue mixed in with RPG elements and strategic story. However, there is one RPG, not RPG, sorry. I'm just preparing the epic unveiling of today's review, of course. So, yeah. There is one game that everybody chose to ignore when it first came out. Except this guy. Naturally. Because you all know I like talking about games that no one ever pleases to talk about. And today, we have an exception. This is World's End Club. Now, I'm going to say this. This game was made by the people who did Danganronpa and Zero Escape. Now, let me just say this right now. I have zero interest in Danganronpa. It doesn't look fun. It doesn't look appealing. It doesn't look fun. It doesn't look like it has great characters. It doesn't really look like it's a game that I could beat all the way through. It's about 30 hours, especially the third game. I'm pretty sure it's about like 30 hours or something. The first game could be even longer than that. However, Zero Escape I don't know that much about. So what happens if you take the text-heavy stuff of Danganronpa and mix it with platforming elements? You get this. And I'm telling you right now, guys, nobody paid attention to this game. Most likely because it was an Apple Arcade exclusive. For the time, of course. Half of the game was completed and put on the Apple Arcade, and that was it. Until last year, when the studio, Tokyo Games, finished up their game for once. That's kind of a rarity, seeing a company complete one part of their project and then completing the rest the next year. A little weird, I know. And it's also distributed by NIS America. And I'm pretty sure you guys know them for a lot of things. Hold on, let me look at their resume here. Just give me a second. They made Ys, like the Ys franchise of RPGs. And Disgaea. So they got some experience with RPGs. I'm telling you. But what is World's End Club? You're probably wondering. Well, I'm here to persuade you guys to go check it out for yourselves. I beat the game, so I can fully, completely review it. Detail by detail by detail. Yes. So, what's the story of World's End Club? The story is that in the far year of 1995, yeah, this is taking place in the 90s, in Japan, actually, we see a ton of different characters, and I like a lot. There's a lot of characters in this game, and they all play major roles. There's Chuko, the youngest tsundere of the group. I don't know. I'm sorry if I mispronounced tsundere. I'm not a Japanese expert. One of my friends is, of course. There's Mochan, who is the fat one, and he loves to eat. Like a certain chipmunk in Alvin and the Chipmunks. Yes. There's Kansai, the all-star baseball player, and he's literally a baseball player. He brings up a lot of stuff about how he used to have this coach who he believed in a lot, and he's like, I believe in you too, buddy. And there's Nyoro, the daughter of a inventor who is very involved in the plot. Don't worry. If you play the game, you'll understand how involved her dad is in the plot. There's Jenu, the theater student. There's Aniki, the probably the worst character, unfortunately, because he has constant mood swings. Like, are you guys just gonna shut up or something? Or, come on, guys, we gotta get this thing over with. Let's just move on to the next segment of the game. And then no, they don't break the fourth wall. Then there's Pai, the best character in the game, because she's just so darling. She's super sweet, and she has this very nice voice like this, and she reminds me of half of my family. Which is why she is best girl. And then there's Pochi, who is a gamer, and you know this because he's carrying around a Game Boy Advance type machine throughout the entire game. And then there's also Tatsun, the nerd, because he has glasses and he talks like a nerd like this. And he's obsessed with this thing called Electro Rangers, which we all know is a parody of Power Rangers. It's dumb. And then there's Vanilla. She's cute. And for clarity, that's Vanilla. That's her. She's on the title, and you barely ever get to play as her. You instead play this silent protagonist named Rachel, who has a baseball cap and a Ness-style rugby shirt. And Rachel is a friggin' mood in this game. Honestly, he really is. He's always just like, or something like that, having a straight face like, you know, you'll understand once you play the game. You'll grow attached to him because he is a very, very moody character. And so they're on this bus to go to I think, Kamakura. I don't know. Kusho. There's a lot of places in Japan that they can go. So they're on this bus with this movie playing. And before you know it, a laser strikes down onto Tokyo. And it basically almost kills them. Everything goes to white until they end up in this undersea theme park titled the Undersea Theme Park. I don't even know if it has a name. They just seem very confused, and they're just walking around like, what's going on, guys, or something like that. And they then meet this so-called mischievous villain named Penelope. And she's basically the Monokuma of the game. Because you know how Monokuma's like this, and he likes to hit the hammer on the button. I don't even know anything about Danganronpa. But Penelope is this floating creature who tests the crew to play the game of Fate. And Danganronpa fans can correct me. I'm pretty sure they also play a game of Fate in Danganronpa. Yes. So, with that said, they're all like, we need to fight each other. We need to win. This person wants to win. The other person wants to win. And if they don't follow their task given to them on their wristband, not their Imagineer band, thankfully. This is not Disney. They will get thrown into this machine that will turn them into goop. I'll explain later, but one after another, they all get captured and put into this goop machine and all but one, that being Raicho, because of course he doesn't get captured. You play as him. You play as Raicho. You can't get captured. Of course not. However, yes, you can't get whatever. We then find out that once we get this sacred key that we can either use to leave the theme park and leave our friends behind like a douchebag, or we could unlock what's inside the goop machine. And if you choose to unlock the goop machine, you find that they're completely fine. Penelope just set this up to be some stupid prank garbage. And before you know it, she gets killed. Penelope gets knocked out by Pi. That's why Pi is best girl, guys. She is best girl. However, the water is coming in. The windows are cracking, and you guys know this is an undersea theme park, and of course there's barriers like glass. It's very easily breakable, fragile, and all that garbage. The water's caving in, and they're just like, oh my gosh, we need to get out. But Raicho unleashes his superpower. And yes, apparently, you'll understand once I explain further into the story. This is going to be a very long review of just explaining the generic plot and not the generic plot, the incredibly advanced plot of World's End Club. So, he picks up a gigantic ball and then throws it at a, for some strange reason, working submarine. They all get in, head to the surface, let the undersea theme park die in the heaven of theme parks, like Nara Dreamland. You guys know what I'm talking about if you watched Defunct Land. And so the game begins. That was just the prologue. There's a ton of platforming, a ton of story, dialogue, and all that. You get to meet up with, you get to set up camp and talk with your buddies on what's going on. What are their thoughts on the predicament that just happened a few minutes ago, or at the time of that predicament happening, of course. So, naturally, my leg is in the way. I don't care. I'm not doing a 4 millionth take on this damn review like I did a few days ago. And yes, it took me a really long time to get a take going. I am not stopping now. So, naturally, we then also meet this new character named Yuki, who just magically falls out of the sky in snow. And I think Yuki actually means snow in Japanese. Our characters name her, and she is also best girl. You'll understand. And so their plot is basically, we need to get to Tokyo to see what actually happened. And they're traveling and disagreeing, and you constantly split up with two groups. It's like, make this decision. Do you want to go with this group, or do you want to go with that group? It depends on whether you want to do that, or the other thing, it depends. It changes throughout levels. You'll go to different levels if you choose different crew members to take with you, or let them take you with them. That was a pretty tongue twister. Not really. But let's get to the important part. They figure out that they get to this facility, this very creepily, eerie facility run by this guy with long cyan hair, who kind of looks like that one guy from Street Fighter 3 or just Street Fighter 3. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? The long blue-haired guy? Street Fighter fans tell me. Anyways, he's then like, the world has been annihilated. The world's been destroyed. Completely gone. And they, for some strange reason, believe him. Yeah. And if you choose to go with the other group, one group, you will figure out that the other group is getting hypnotized to believe in this thing that they bring up throughout the game called Mike. And that is spelled M-A-I-K. Mike. Not M-I-K-E, which is how you actually spell Mike. Or microphone, M-I-C. Whatever. You get the idea. What I'm trying to say is, okay, they eventually get cleared of their brainwashing and they almost die. But you'll understand once you play the game. And by the way, you should play this game if you want to understand this review. Play the game, please. Trust me, it's a very good game. It's very good. But I'll say that at the end. And what ends up happening is you keep going forward, going through the different predicaments until we reach the main facility. Oh, well, by the way, they're on this train, and you have to make a decision, but one of the decisions is blocked out, so you have to choose the other decision. You're forced to choose the other decision. Sorry, but... But anyways, I'm very sorry. That was just... I just kind of spat on my phone. But, back to the review. We are messing up this take. Wait, I can't mess it up. Anyways, naturally, they get on this helicopter, they're flying to Tokyo until they realize Mount Fuji is erupting. Okay, they find this helicopter at the facility that they are in, and that's it. That's all you gotta know. And throughout the story, we also figure out that Vanilla is a ghost, because there's apparently a backstory about how she died, got hit by a car during a barbecue. You'll understand once you friggin' play this beautiful game. Please play it. You will understand everything that I say in this review. Please play it. It needs more introduction. It needs more praise, more attention, more finesse. Anyways, I don't even understand. But, back to the review. So they're flying in this helicopter. They discover that Mount Fuji is erupted, and then they get hit by a meteor. Their helicopter, and they all die. And that's the bad ending of the game. But we're not done just yet. We are not finished. We are not finished with this game. If you go back to the train stage and you choose the other option, it'll lead to the good ending. It'll lead to the long tread to the good ending. You'll figure out sooner than later that Rachel is... by the way, this whole review is spoilers. This whole review is filled with spoilers. I'm literally explaining core parts of the game that have to be explained in order to do a review on it. It just has to be explained. If you want to not be spoiled, please don't watch the rest of this video. The finale is incredibly spoiler-worthy. 3, 2, 1. You can exit the video now and watch my review on Bilford's Big Barn House. Sorry. But, back to the video. We discovered that Rachel is a robot being controlled by Pochi. That game console that he was playing, he wasn't actually playing the game. He was controlling Rachel, who in turn was working for Mike. So basically, Pochi lied to us. Got nothing else to say. So they tread on as Pochi gets beaten up, not to the core, of course, but we soon discover that Pochi has memories with all these people. Everybody said positive things about him, like, Pochi, you're the best, and Pochi, please help me out with this thing, and Pochi, you're so funny, or something like that. But he also discovers that they have some terrible memories, like, Pochi, you're a meanie. Pochi, that's terrible. Pochi, go to your room, or something like that. But he just realizes that he cares about these people. They're the Go-Getters Club, which is what their club is. I forgot to explain that at the beginning of this review. I apologize. But he discovers that I've grown an attachment to these people. They're all great people. I must stay with them. And so he orders a pizza. I'm just kidding. He orders a plan of escape, of which his friends also have to do that too. And so they climb this school building, I think, and try to get to Mike's main interface. And let's get to the finale part. They're in this lab, trying to delete Mike's memories and destroy him for good. And, oh, by the way, Vanilla's back. She's still alive, for the record. But they have to be warned. Because if they delete Mike's memory, they kill Yuki, who was also built by Mike. So if they kill Yuki, it's over. But they will find a way to not do that. Pochi has a plan. So he goes inside the computer to take on Mike and save the day. And so he kills Mike, and somehow Yuki is completely intact. But what about Rachel? They apparently the bad guys reformed Rachel into some sort of evil killing machine, basically a Terminator. Um, and after that, 20 minutes of the review. Sorry, I just had to try to count that time. And after that, they sing their anthem, and you'll understand how it's sung. They sing it like 3 times in the game, even in the ending credits, which is like four times they sing their anthem. I think it's just called the Go Getters Club anthem. But they try to change Rachel's mind by singing the anthem, and he remembers it too. He's like, "What? Malfunction. I'm having a malfunction here," or something like that. And they eventually find a way for Rachel to go back to the good side. And once he goes back to the good side, he breaks his silence. He talks. He's like, "What's up, guys? I'm Rachel. I have the most generic voice in the whole game." And then they run to him being like, "Rachel!" And that's the end of the game. So in the end, I can seriously say that, oh, the lighting's getting a little weird. I can seriously say World's End Club is worth every penny. It may not be worth every penny to some people, like the average text-heavy platforming adventure kind of gamer, but it's worth it if you want to buy it. It's like $40. It's not that cheap. It's like about the same price as Captain Toad on the Switch. You can purchase it and form your own opinion. Seriously, you should play it. It is so good. It's so deep. It's very detailed. The music is great. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm going to put the music in this video if I have the time to, because I might not, because, Premier Rush is kind of an idiot. But this game's great. If you have not played it, please do. It's like on the same sort of quality as like Pokemon, and that's the art style is kind of based on Pokemon in a sense. The Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield kind of art style of Pokemon. But yes, that concludes this review. So if you guys want more game reviews, please suggest. I may not be able to take a look at every game, because if it's a short game, then I'm not going to do it. If it's a overdone game, I'm not going to do it, because I don't want to be unoriginal. But anyways, hope to see you guys soon. Sayonara, peeps. Take care.